This is the Making Noise podcast.
Your Playing Without Pain project.
Yeah.
How has that shifted? Like, well, I definitely want to talk a lot about that, but like,
Sure.
How has that shifted with being online and everything through Zoom? Has it been like challenging? Because I imagine there's a physicality to it when you're doing you're trying to do like a master class. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you could explain that a little bit.
Yeah. So it actually started as a website. So that part hasn't changed too much. I'll give a little bit of background for anyone who might be listening and not know what the heck I'm talking about. My website, playingwithoutpain.com, I started it in 2017 when I was at Bowling Green State University, which is how Adam and I know each other, which is awesome. Go Bowling Green, go Falcons. So yeah, I conducted a research study that I went through the institutional review board process. So it was an official research study, and I distributed a questionnaire via email to the College of Musical Arts. And the premises was to determine the prevalence of performance-related injuries in collegiate music students, and also the stress connection with stress and performance-related pain. And so there are several similar studies that are conducted like this that were also conducted on a larger scale. My findings were that 84% of students were suffering some form of performance-related pain. The similar studies that I've reviewed support that statistic. So there was one conducted with a wide variety of music schools. It had 1,001 participants, I believe, and that showed that 67% of all of those students were experiencing performance-related pain. Some smaller scale studies, more like mine, showed closer to 80 or 90% of students. And one of the other significant findings in my study was that there was a significant correlation between pain severity and stress levels. So the week leading up to a performance competition or audition, stress levels were generally higher, and pain levels were also higher in the participants in the study. So that was really interesting, and it got me interested in studying more about the mind-body connection, which I can talk about a little later on maybe. But yeah, so it started, and I also have a long history with performance-related injury as well. So that was what motivated me to start this project. For anyone that might not know, I basically didn't know what to do when I was in pain. I didn't know that anyone else was experiencing pain at the time of my injury. And so once I started diving into this research and conducting it myself, I was really shocked at the high amount of students that were in pain and just didn't feel like they could talk about it, or didn't know where to go for help or what to do. So I started my website shortly after that project, and it's basically just a one-stop shop for performance-related injuries. So you go there, and there's so many resources from professionals that have also conducted research, contact information for medical professionals that specialize in performing arts health, and body mapping teachers, Alexander Technique teachers. So basically, I just wanted it to be an accessible source of information for students and a reliable source. So I vet all of the resources that I put on my website, make sure they're all professionally based and based in research. And yeah, so that's been really exciting. I created social media platforms that I still maintain. And so my Instagram is @playingwithoutpain, and Facebook is the same handle. So that's all been online. Ever since then, I've been presenting on my research, and I'm doing a certification as a body mapping educator, also doing a meditation teacher training certification right now, and just continuing to do research and learn more about the common causes of performance-related injuries and ways to treat them effectively, efficient practicing strategies that you can implement to reduce the amount of time that you spend on your instrument per day, and just exercise routines that you can implement and put at the beginning of practice sessions to help get your blood flowing and your muscle temperature up so that it helps prevent injury as well. So it's a multifaceted industry kind of. So there's the prevention, management, and treatment of the pain. So that's kind of what I've been diving into, especially after I graduated this past year. So that part has all stayed the same. As for the presentations, I did give a few in person over the last year, which have been awesome. For me, the online presentations are so much better because I am so afraid of public speaking. Like it's getting better, but I get so nervous. And so in person, I feel that nervousness a little bit more, but hiding behind a screen definitely helps a little bit for me. So it's actually helping me practice my public speaking skills so that hopefully I will be able to go in a little bit more confidently when I step in front of a group of people in the future. So yeah, so that's how that has changed, but it's been awesome because I've been able to connect with so many people across the country that I likely would have never crossed paths with had we not gone to a completely digital world. So that's been really awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the silver linings with this whole pandemic and everything like that is the accessibility and connection we have to one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast if it didn't happen. Like
I love this podcast. I'm so happy to be a guest on it. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh man, that means a lot. No, I'm so happy that you're you wanted to be a part of it. That's cool.